In one of my messages, I discussed how to go about finding the right guru for your spiritual progress. Now, I want us to explore what makes you the right student, the earnest spiritual seeker, and what qualities you must possess in order to be an earnest seeker, because these are the qualities that will determine your progress and how you evolve, if at all. I will also make some references to ancient texts and teachings from the Upanishads. So, what makes you an earnest spiritual seeker? First of all, you're not externalized. And what do I mean by that? You are simply not concerned about fixing the world first and foremost as something on your agenda, because you understand that the world lives on and continues to exist even after your departure from it. Instead, you are concerned about fixing yourself. You understand that if you focus too much out there will be no time to make things right in here. And unless you fix in here and make things right in here, then everything out there will never seem to be right, and life would feel and be a continuous battle for you. You're not concerned about the legacy you leave behind in terms of, in a material sense, but more in a spiritual sense, in terms of your inner transformation. Now, this does not mean that you cannot or shouldn't leave some material legacy, but this is secondary. You understand it as being part of a life process whereby you are useful in society, you are providing for yourself and your family, and even for generations to come, so that you are not a burden to society and others, and you help others also along the way. Such a legacy, then, is not merely about the material. Otherwise, you're going to end up creating a false identity with whatever you create. It is seen more about the spiritual and evolved way that that legacy is being created. How did you treat others along the way? Did you factor in divinity and God consciousness in what you're doing, in what you're creating, in how you're building, how charitable you are? As an earnest seeker, you will not want to stay only at one level of understanding. You know, there are some people who are always concerned about giving and giving and giving. But there is so much noise in the mind around this giving that they start to measure how they're giving and measuring against others, and all this noise that is created in their giving, they are stuck at one level. You will want to eventually move up to a level, not stay there. You want to know that that noise starts to quieten down and you start to evolve until eventually you reach to the level of moksha, which is an inner freedom within yourself. You realize as an earnest seeker that part of this process, as you learn, you are going to be tested, and you're going to have to pass an exam now in order to qualify to move up to the next level. So when the tests come, accept and see the troubled waters as part of the process of being an earnest spiritual seeker. In other words, don't abandon ship, steer the course, don't give up and fold in, even though you may slow down. And you may even find yourself lamenting, like David in the books of Psalms of the Holy Bible. I used to tell a friend that I think David and I were twins, actually, because I have lamented my fair share during this process. You might feel some discomfort, but in that discomfort, As an earnest spiritual seeker, you're going to ask this question: what is it that I need to learn and change about myself in this situation so that I can feel a sense of freedom within and evolve spiritually? What can I apply to pass the test so that I can grow through the situation? And another question you must ask yourself is, how long will I stay in kindergarten? There must be an urgent need to know something more, something deeper about this, about you. So, what are the qualities of an earnest seeker? According to the ancient text, the Upanishads, there are 7 qualities that define an earnest seeker. But for universal application, I will share with you 4 of these qualities. The first one is, as an earnest seeker, you must be devoted, really interested in higher knowledge, in what they refer to as Brahm, the God, absolute. After all, it is said in the Holy Bible that we're all made in the image and likeness of God. So if that is how we're made, then we must have an interest and a yearning desire to know more about Brahm. You must have faith and passion for knowing something greater than yourself as you know yourself today. The second quality is that you must be committed and dedicated to learning. And what does that require? It means you must have a sense of discipline and be consistent, be focused and concentrated, and Brahm consciousness or God consciousness must always be at your forefront in everything you do, every moment of your day. The third quality, you must become an observer. Observe, investigate, and question everything that you're learning. Do not swallow anything you're taught or that you're fed, concepts that you're taught. And I discussed some of those concepts in one of my videos. I believe it's probably The Right Guru, where you are taught concepts that are left hanging in the air. When these things are thought, it's very important as an earnest seeker to investigate the truth of it. The fourth quality is that you must have a burning desire, a deep yearning for higher knowledge. You must be hungry. And when you're hungry, you're going to feel that pull inside that will not leave you alone. So those are the four of the 7 qualities that I believe are universally relevant today. What I would like to add is that as an earnest seeker, never give up. Be persistent, be insistent, and be consistent, no matter the obstacle. Even when you are discouraged, keep seeking. Don't have this feeling, oh, I don't feel like it today. That is dropping you to a level below an earnest seeker. Unless you apply, you embrace or possess these qualities as an earnest seeker, without these, you will end up continuing to be lost in all your old ways of being and doing. I would also like to add that seeking by itself is not enough. You must understand. You must test what you're learning by applying it so that you can realize it for yourself, within yourself. And when you do realize it, share with others in a very responsible and caring way. Place yourself also in the midst of others who are also earnest seekers. Why? It will encourage you. It will build the energy that Togetherness builds the energy to seek and grow. And I would like to end by encouraging you. Please do not give up. Be an earnest seeker, and in due course, you will reap the reward of a quiet mind, an abundant joy within, and peace that surpasses all. Because you have invested consistently in higher knowledge.